What's going on, everybody? It's Blandon here again, and this is the fourth video to our 6-part series on new builds. When it comes to properties, the people who can make quick decisions are often the ones that get good deals done. And good developments sells out fast. A great project will often sell overnight as soon as they are released. So if you can make a quick decision on a good project, then you have a chance to make instant equity. Another way to look at it is that you make money on the way in on the deal. So in this video, we're going to share 4 key areas that you can do your homework on so that you can make good decisions on the next new build you go for. Area number 1 is the dollar per floor area rate. New builds are usually priced at how big the floor areas are and what suburbs it is in. So for example, a 150 square meter house, and if that area is selling at $10,000 per square meter, then they will ask for 1.5 million or slightly higher. Now, obviously, a better suburb is going to demand a higher per square meter rate. So it's very important that you try and narrow down your search first down to specific school zones or specific suburbs so that you can start gathering comparable market data. Once you have narrowed that down, perhaps you might even want to think about particular amenities or a specific walking distance to a train station. Then you can start looking at all the comparable sales in that particular area. This will include all of those new builds, so you got to do your homework in that particular market. And also consider properties that are perhaps a cross lease or unit or similar to the house that you're buying that are fully renovated, because this will give you a good indication as well. What you then want to do is gather all that data onto your spreadsheet, divide the asking or the sale price by the floor area of that particular house. Now you get the dollar per square meter rate of that particular house, and you'll start seeing an average figure in that particular suburb. This is going to help you make a far more informed decision when it comes to new builds. Now, second area is capital gains potential. Maybe it's your first new build. And even if you're going to live in it, it's always good to think of properties as an investment for the future. This is something I wish I spent more time learning when I bought my first property, because chances are you're not going to live there forever and you will eventually upgrade your home. So the more capital gains you get, the better you're set up for your next purchase. And a big contributor to capital gains has always been the location. A good location will have some sort of feature. You got to ask, what are the surrounding amenities? Are there major shopping centers or business hubs? Maybe it's close to a beach, a basin, or even a reserve. And properties that are near a train station has traditionally been a good bet. So the third area is yield. Perhaps you're looking to add more cash flow to your property portfolio. Then I have no doubt you'll be doing a cash flow analysis, right? Now the first question you need to ask, are the rental appraisals realistic? Sometimes the rental appraisal that comes with the new builds could be slightly inflated. That's because the appraisal might only consider what a new house in that particular area might rent out for. It doesn't actually take into account on what the new build actually looks like. Are the rooms big enough for tenants to be happy to pay a premium price? Are storage space sufficient? And are car parks accessible? Those are the things that's going to change your end rental income. So it's always good to talk to several property managers in that area to make sure that the rental appraisal is realistic. Research on vacancy rate is important as well, because obviously this will change your cash flow dramatically. Now, if you're buying an apartment, and I hope you don't, always account for body corp. And when you're doing your numbers, add a margin to whatever the proposed body corp is, because chances are it's going to be slightly higher at the end. Now, if you're buying for yield, then you really want to buy title that's going to give you the highest rental income. Dual key is a very popular one. Simply put, you've got 2 house on 1 title that are separate living, so you get 2 rental incomes. Very similar to dual keys are home and income new builds. Usually comes with a bigger home with a smaller separate living. I find the ones that have the highest possible yields are usually 3 plus 2 bedrooms. Those will usually give you a better cash flow return. And the fourth area of research, resale value. At the end of the day, you want to buy something that you could resell at a good price so that you can make a profit. So some of you might be asking, what's the difference between capital gains and resale value? Often if you're doing a buy and hold property as an investment, what you're looking to do is recycle that equity back out by going to the bank and asking for a top-up on equity. The bank will usually use a computer-generated value to determine how much that property is worth. And this computer value just takes into account of what the surrounding properties are selling for based on similar stats. So it might often miss a lot of smaller details. If your property is really good condition, then it might be undervalued. If it's not that desirable for first home buyers, then potentially it is overvalued. So this is the difference. The capital gains is usually on paper. The resale value is what people would pay on the market. And what buyers actually want may often differ from what is actually on paper. And something that holds good value are good design, good layouts. Because ain't nobody want a tiny ass kitchen and cramped up living space and no storage to even hang a coat. So the first question you gotta ask, is it designed in a way that's gonna be comfortable for your future buyer? Are you buying in a school zone? Then you need to think about how a family lives. 2-bedroom might not achieve the highest resale value in that area because families are more likely to pay a premium for a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom in a school zone area. They often need a car for the working parents and another car for the stay-at-home parents. So sufficient car park will become crucial and it's going to add to your resale value. So really think about who your end user or future target market may be, and that will help you make a better judgment on what to buy. Another important aspect is sunlight. Does it have enough natural lighting coming into the rooms? Now most new builds need to have a north-facing living area, but some of these really marginal designs with very little natural lights do get pushed through at the council, so pay special attention to the orientation of the plans. And sometimes there might be a unit that has slightly better view. It might cost you a little bit more now, but it's going to add to the end resale value. So there you have it, the 4 key areas that you should do your research in. Of course, there are a lot more details in any properties, but I'm confident even just these 4 will make you a much better property investor. A quick summary, dollar per floor area rate. This is doing your comparable market analysis. Secondly, your future capital gains potential, exploring the property fundamentals. Thirdly, your yields. Even if you move out of that property, you know there's sufficient cash flow coming in that's going to cover all your costs. And then lastly, you got the resale value consideration. Understand the intricate details of what the market wants. And if you do your homework, then you're going to be able to make a quicker decision and you'll be able to build that instant equity. Until next video, see you again.